Shalom. Shalom, Yeshua. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakatham to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessings be unto your households. All right, and it's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch, and this intrinsic lesson. I'm just saying this lesson is inspired by, GMS Feed the Flock. I was like, I don't know what the brother name was, but that's his page. And one of his recent lessons he did, I was listening to yesterday, going into pretty much conquering yourself, man. Right? And man, that was a beautiful lesson. Conquering yourself, man. It made me snap back right, man. Hey, call all y'all by Shem Shah for that. That's crazy. 441. Hey, call all y'all by Shem Shah. See, yeah. That's why it's important to be watching lessons as well as reading too. Because the Lord can use them things to get you back right. But yeah, man, just made me think about what Apostle Kabar says, man. How your biggest enemy, he said this some time ago, pretty much like your biggest enemy is yourself. Right? Your biggest enemy is yourself, man. Go read Romans the 7th chapter. You can start at verse 14 on down. Paul breaks it down perfectly of the deeds of the flesh. In other words, how it's your flesh is contrary to your spirit, so you're constantly fighting that every day. And lately, brothers been, I've been seeing, lately, brothers been saying it's not about how many lessons that you can do. It's really what you're doing outside of them lessons, man. What are you doing in your day-to-day life? Are you actually, changing the way you eat? Are you changing the way you think? Are you giving yourself? Are you giving time to the Lord? And they're just speaking to me first and foremost because, hey, man, I'm not innocent. I fuck up too, man. I'm in the flesh too. Yes, I might make lessons, but that don't mean I'm perfect outside of it. There's things I'm still working on. There's things that I got within my own walk that I need to do better than that. Yeah, I can make lessons. Call out Yahweh Shem Shah for that. But there's things I got to work on, and vice versa. He might be brothers, he might not make that much lessons, but guess what? When he does, it be on point. He might be good outside, better outside of making lessons. Every brother got their strengths and weaknesses they got to work on, but as the brothers is going to, just conquering yourself is, man. Hey, they couldn't have said that even better, within that lesson, man. It was beautiful. Fighting pretty much yourself every day and winning to the best of your ability, man, of course. Because yes, we fall, but scripture goes into how offending less. So as you grow more, you want to offend less. As you grow within this truth, getting older in this truth, man, you want to offend less. And the only way you can offend less is if you're growing. How can you be growing? Reading, studying, watching lessons, even making lessons too. Fasting. Oh man, I almost forgot about that. Fasting is a big one. All these things are good for the spirit. You just got to make sure you're doing things that are profitable for the spirit so you can be in the spirit. Right? You wonder why you ain't in the spirit? Take a look at what you're doing. Have you been studying? Have you been reading? Have you been watching lessons? And give or take, you could be watching lessons, but that shouldn't be the only thing. You should be doing a combination of pretty much all these things to the best of your ability, of course. Reading, studying, watching lessons, etc., man. All things that are good for the spirit. If you're just, Sometimes you need that nuke, that fast, man. That's, for brothers that listen to me on this channel. Hey, man, I like to say, man, that fasting, dry fasting, is a nuke to your body. A nice reset. It's important to fast, because sometimes that's the only way you can get certain demons off is by fasting. Yeah, man. Lord, he's a man of war, man, and he loves to see his man fight. And what better fight can you fight than fighting yourself? Fighting what you want to do. Instead of you doing what you want to do, you do what's pleasing unto the Lord and what's profitable to the Spirit. Feeding the Spirit more. And then it makes you a better teacher, a better brother, a better servant unto Yahweh Shem Shai. Give or take, and it's not easy. This is not something simple. I mean, it's simple. The concept is simple, Salaki. But actually going through it's not easy. It's not easy to turn away what you want to do something that, that your flesh doesn't want to do. Let me put it like that your flesh doesn't want to do. Because your spirit, your spirit always wants to be in the Spirit. Your spirit always want to read. It always wants to be in the Word. It want to be just submerged in His Word, pretty much. Submerged in His Word, man. But it's the flesh that just holds you back. It's the flesh that makes you like, man, I don't want to. I'm tired. I ain't feeling good. You actually start reading. You actually start getting sleepy. It's like, damn, man. That's when demons want to fuck with you the most, when you're trying to do the will of the Lord. And that's expected. And these are the things you gotta fight, man. Like I said, speaking to myself first and foremost, man. You gotta fight. The Lord loves to see his man fight. Yes, we deal with these people outside in the world. Jobs, your family, your woman, whatever it may be that you're dealing with. Yeah, body ailments. We deal with all these things, but the ultimate thing is, man, hey, it's yourself, bro. It's just yourself in general. The mind. Right? That's what you have to deal with, man. You gotta fight these thoughts. You gotta rebuke them. You want to do this, but it's like, it might not even be a sin, bro. But, it's Scripture says, man, all things are lawful, but not expedient. It's Apostle Paul right there. All things are lawful, but not expedient, man. Meaning that it's not profiting you. Like, for example, like, you might, and then your flesh, you could be doing something good too, and your flesh just wants to overindulge in it. Like, for example, working out. You could, working out, that's good. It's a profitable level, but you could overindulge in it. And it starts to become a bad thing, actually, You start working out, you missing, you're not even studying like you should be, but you'll go work out, though. It's like once you overindulge in these things, man, and it sucks, bro. Yes, it sucks. It's not it. Yeah, believe me. But, it's not it, but it is what it is, man. You gotta fight to keep that balance of everything, right? Because things you can do, it won't be bad, but it's just once you overindulge in it, that's when it becomes bad. Everything done has to be done in a moderation, man. And if you can do that, that's the perfect balance. Moderation. And staying away from the evil as much as possible. Don't give room for Satan to work. Stay busy. Keep yourself occupied. Idleness teaches much evil. Roughly paraphrasing. As the saying goes, I've heard brothers say this, man, idleness is a playground for Satan. So when you're just sitting there just not doing nothing, oh man, better believe that, hey, you're finna be in a whole war in your mind. That's why basically, Scripture says, man, Yahushua said, man, occupy till I come, man. We got to keep ourselves occupied. Stay busy. Stay moving. Whatever it may be. Reading. Go cut the grass or something. Go for a walk. Work out. Hell, man, if you got some time, play the game a little bit. Just don't overdo it. Watch a spiritual movie. That'd be more profitable. Whatever, brothers like to do. It's just the overindulgent part is the only thing that can be bad. But that's all part of conquering yourself, man. Knowing how much to give yourself and when to stop it. It might not be bad that you went to go play basketball, man, but you might be like, hold on now, you got to check yourself. You be like, damn, did I read? At least, did I read? Did I study? Did I make a lesson? You know the saying in the world, man, work before play. Did you do the work first? What did you do for the Lord today? Do something for the Lord first, and then you can do what you want to do. But that's all part of conquering yourself as well, man. Because there's times where you're like, man, I just don't feel like doing this, but I want to do this though, right? And you don't want to be addicted to getting addicted to a lot of these things, man, right? Because once you get addicted, for example, like, I'll say the game. If you get too addicted to the game, guess what? It's going to affect you when you study. Because when you study, what you're going to be thinking about, man, I can't wait to get on that game. So you kind of just rush through it. Hell, you might even cut the time shorter. Shit, hey, I'm guilty of it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm guilty of it. I've did that before. And it messes with your spirit, bro. If you're serving the Lord, man, it's gonna mess with your spirit. You're like, man, damn, why the fuck? You don't even just gotta be a game. It could be you playing sports or something. It could be you watching movies, man. I want to watch this show though, but you need to study. Easier said than done. But guess what, man? Scripture says, "Study to show thyself approved," man. A workman to not be ashamed. So the only way you can be ashamed is you're not studying. Just simple as that. Like I said, man, through the power of Spirit, Yahweh Shah, the concept is simple. It's the doing it that's the harder part, man. Some brothers, hey, they struggle more with studying than others, and vice versa, man. Whatever, because every brother got their weaknesses or something. That's just how it is. But yeah, man, conquering yourself, man, as the brothers was going into Jesus Feed the Flock, man. Yeah, man, that spoke volumes to me. Conquering yourself, man. Being able to tell your body, like, nah, bro, you ain't doing this. Through the power of Spirit, Yahweh Shah, of course. Not of your own will, but of the Lord's will, man. The Lord's might. Man, you ain't doing this, man. No, you do this first, then you can do this. Like, I like the way he worded it, man. It's like, you got to tell yourself that, man. Telling your flesh, nah, you want to go hoop or whatever. You want to go out. Nah, you can't. Nah, don't do that. Nope. Read. Go read. When you get done reading, you can go ahead and go. I don't know. It's just, I love the way he said it, man. It gave me a different perspective, a different outlook on it. No, matter of fact, Lord willing, I put the link in the description box, for that video, man. Cause that was a beautiful lesson. I urge the brothers to watch that lesson, man. Lord willing, I remember to put it in there. Because, yeah, bro, it gave me a whole different outlook on it, man. Now I could approach this fight a different way now, at a different angle. But yeah, man, conquering yourself, man. And as the brothers also said in that video, man, how you expect to conquer the world and you can't even conquer yourself? So conquer yourself. Through the power of Spirit, Yahweh Shah, you've been given the spiritual tools. You just got to use them. Reading, studying, watching videos. What else? Fasting. Oh man, another big thing, just being around the brothers, bro. The brothers, they always gonna hold you accountable. Being around the brothers. They'll exhort you, they'll build you up, but they also get on you because they love you. But anyways, Lord willing, y'all was edified. I made it all by saying Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time I say, Shalom, Yeshua.